Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz, designer here at Adafruit, and joining me this week is Liz Clark.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Normally, my brother Pedro would be on. There is some weather conditions going on in South Florida, so
Hurricane.
he is buckled down, staying safe with the family. So everybody wish him some well wishes.
Yes.
And hopefully he is okay. But hopefully he'll be back next week. This week, we got you in the house.
Yep.
So
Literally.
we literally have you in the house. Liz has a super cool project at CircuitPython and 3D printing, and we're going to talk about it. She's got a Learn Guide that went out a little bit earlier yesterday.
Yes.
And I have a sneak peek project. Hopefully the guide goes out this week. And they're both talking related.
Yes.
So take a moment as a result.
Nothing. Continue.
Sorry. I know it's a little difficult to kind of change the flow of things, but here we are. I want to shout out everybody that is joining us live in the Discord chat room. Yay. If you'd like to join us, we got a link for you. Liz, what's the link?
The link is
it's right up here. Don't worry about it.
Right up there.
It's discord.gg/Adafruit. That's the link. Or you could do adafruit.it/discord. You got it.
I know that one.
Yeah. So I'll give some quick shout outs to the folks that are joining us live. We got Paul Cutler in the house. Hello, Jim Hendrickson. Andy Calloway. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you might be. We'll do the normal housekeeping stuff that we do. And then we'll start talking about the projects this week. Hey, DeWester is hanging out too. Hello, hello.
Hello.
So let's go ahead and pay some bills by going over to adafruit.com/free. Let's find out what's free this week.
Yeah.
Different tiers. These get automatically added to your cart. So let's see. Orders that are $99 or more, that PCB coaster is going. For orders that are $149 or more, you get the coaster plus a KB2040. That's that lovely RP2040 dev board. Great for keyboards.
Yes.
If your order is $199 or more, you get the keyboard plus the PCB coaster and free ground shipping, the return of UPS ground shipping.
Love that.
And if your order is $299 or more, you get the free UPS ground shipping, the KB2040, PCB coaster, and the Circuit Playground Express, all in one dev board. Go to adafruit.com/free for the details. Again, these get automatically added to your cart, so that's really nice. And they're going while supplies last. Also this week, we have a coupon code. This week.
Talk.
We will be doing lots of talking, but there are two projects that have talking in the title, so we figured let's just say talk. But if you have anything you'd like to get in your shopping cart from Adafruit, just make sure you add code talk, and it'll get you 10% off all physical goods.
Yes.
Very nice. I'm gonna go back to Discord. Thank you for adding the link.
Doing it.
All right. We have a 3D printed project.
Yes.
We're going to do a live demo.
Which is always risky.
It's always risky.
But
here it be.
The time is 11:04 a.m.
Yeah. So this is a talking Adabot clock, which is what I worked on this week. It's actually a remake of a project that Philby worked on a few years ago, which was a Wave Shield talking clock. And that was with Arduino, and there was an Arduino Uno and the actual Wave Shield. And you press a button, it tells you the time. So with the PropMaker Feather that was just released, Winnie has things to say about this clearly. We thought it'd be a great opportunity to remake the project and using CircuitPython, a Stemma real-time clock module, and we could 3D print the case. Yeah. And the case is a remix of the recent Adabot friendly robot. So I took the Fusion file and I wrecked it. And I just because I'm not as like precious with my Fusion timeline. I just kind of, I don't know, I just want to get the stuff done. So we have Adabot's head and I just like stretched it out real quick. And then I got rid of the switch I cut a hole in his skull for the button there, and also kind of more of his neck. Made a little cutout for the USB, and then inside we got lucky that first of all that the head was wide enough to allow for the feather.
It's got a snap fit.
It's got a snap fit.
Just gotta get your
There we
fingernails
go.
into
Gotta get in there. Then there we go. And then we have the feather there, real-time clock module, NeoPixel stick in front of the mouth. That's how it illuminates. It's nice. And of course the button. It looks a little scary in there, you know, seeing all his nerve endings and such, but it's just because I like to keep my wires kind of long, because then you don't have to worry about stuff getting taut or pulled. Or that's my biggest pet peeve. You get everything assembled and then like a solder point breaks.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
there's plenty of room in there for the nest.
So much room for this nest.
Cool.
Yeah. So do we want to look at the guide or?
Yeah, let's take a look at the guide.
Okay.
So this is again Phil B's original guide, circa 2014.
Yeah.
A lot has changed since. We have CircuitPython now, so let's take a look at the updated clock.
Yeah. So
parts
here. Yeah, that real-time clock module is over Stemma QT. So just plug and play. The only soldering I have to do with this project is soldering the wires to the components, and then everything else either is plugged into the Stemma QT port or the terminal block on the end of the feather. So that's nice.
We have just about everything in stock except the speaker.
The speaker.
But if you folks want a tip, we actually have a second version of this speaker that has a shorter cable. So you can try to get that if you really want to get the part.
And you're already going to have to cut off the end because we're not using that tiny little JST. So it's all good.
Cool. All right. Other odd bits. You want a CR 2012 coin cell battery because that's how the RTC keeps track of time. It's got its own battery, which is cool. If you have never used one before, like me, that's how it works.
Yes. So like if I unplug this, the real-time clock module keeps keeping time. And so the little IC that's on the board is getting power from that coin cell, and that's how it keeps going.
Cool. What time is it?
Oh, let's see.
The time is
11:08 a.m.
Very nice.
I was like very entertained while working on this to just like randomly press the button and see it was still working. Like when I was breadboarding it, I kept it plugged in for like 3 or 4 days and just would randomly press it and be like, "Oh yay, it's still going."
Let's go. All right, let's mosey on over to the next page. You got a circuit diagram. Very visual way to kind of see the wiring.
Yeah, and as you can see, like there's no actual soldering to the feather, so that's nice. Just using that terminal block.
Very cool. Yep, that's what makes the PropMaker such a pleasure to work with.
Yes,
like when you can just insert a wire and fasten it. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. 3D
printing. Yeah. So as I said, it was a remix of the Adabot friend here. We just took off his head real quick. So the rest of the face parts are all the same. The only things that were changed were the back plate, the electronics mount, and the actual head. Because the plate before, it was in there just to mount the NeoPixels on the mouth. So I basically made it kind of this L-shaped thing so that it could mount the real-time clock and the feather and also secure into the bottom of the head.
Cool. Next page just talks about installing the latest version of CircuitPython on the PropMaker Feather. Straightforward how to do it. Get in a bootlegger mode, drag and drop a UF2 file.
Yeah.
Code. Here we go.
Code.
Great job on the code.
Thank
you. How you comment everything.
I try. It's more for myself later.
So you got all the stuff set up here. You can grab the whole bundle because it includes the audio files, which I love. That's so great. You don't have to hunt down individual libraries. Yeah. So it's a great feature. Just click that download project bundle button.
Yeah. Because often when I'm like prototyping, I'll have one board that I use for prototyping. And then the board that I actually put into the project is going to be different. And so I will often like upload everything to GitHub ahead of time and insert it into the Learn Guide so I can just download the project bundle and put it onto the final build board, which I definitely did with this one.
Just want to make sure that we get the link there for everybody to check out.
Slacking.
It is published. No, it's good.
Okay.
Back over here. All right. You get a little screenshot to show you how your USB
Yes.
CircuitPython drive should look like.
Mhm.
Got so many
And
WAV files.
that is what made this project really easy, was that these WAV files already existed. They were used in the previous project. I believe you said Colin made them.
I think Colin Cunningham might have made
Yeah,
it because he was historically, to spoil the magic a little bit here.
Mm.
He was the voice of Adabot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, fun fact.
Yeah. So that's so how this works is there's all these audio files, as you can see, and they're all different parts of telling the time. So you have like the time is wave file, that's one, and then the time right now is 11:11 a.m. So you'd have one audio file that's for 11 the hour, next audio file is for 11 the minute, and then an audio file for either AM or PM. And so the way the code works is it gets when you press the button, it reads the time from the real-time clock module. And then that comes out as a Python datetime line. If you've ever done datetime stuff with Python, you know what that looks like. And then it's taking those numbers from the datetime and searching for a match in the names of the audio files that are loaded from the board. So it's kind of doing a search and build every time. And it puts the needed wave files into an array that then it plays through one by one. And that's kind of how it's working. And I have a function in there that's called prep time. And that's how that goes. So you can take a look at the logic that's being used there. And really leaning on the power of strings in Python, you can do a lot of stuff with that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice. So here's your breakdown of your prep time function. That's where all the magic is really happening.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have a part here where you're setting up the here's where you set up the clock.
Yes. So the first time you use your real-time clock module, you'll want to set the time on the module. And so this is just from the real-time clock example code. I left it in there in case you needed to use it. So if you set this to true, just by quickly editing it, you can put in your time in the struct time function there. So your date and the time is in 24-hour time. So just be aware of that. And then you just hit save and it will set your real-time clock module. And then you just change it back to false so that won't change it again. And that's how you kind of keep it like that. Because actually for my demo video, I wanted to, for demoing it, like it'll be a little boring if it's just like advancing like a minute at a time. So I quickly changed the real-time clock module to be like 1 p.m. so that we could get like a different soundbite and then just changed it back to the right time. So, and also if you have to change it for daylight savings times or, maybe you move across the country and you're in a different time zone, you can just easily change it with that.
Cool. So you set it once and you forget it.
Once and forget.
Right. Yes. Very cool. So it's not pulling internet.
No, it's completely disconnected. So
yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Me too.
All right. All the kind of main things are broken out here. So good job on that.
Thank you.
Your final loop here.
Yes. Yeah. So it's using, even though it's just one button, I did use keypad because it's an easy way to just pass in a button press really quickly and not having to worry about any of the debounce logic. It's all done for you. So if the button is pressed, it grabs the current time from the real-time clock module, turns the pixels on, runs that prep clock function by passing in the hour and the minute from the real-time clock module, which then builds this clock cue array. And then the mixer plays through each of those audio files one by one. Then it clears the queue. So then next time it's empty and it turns into pixels.
Nice. Good breakdown.
Yeah.
All right. So definitely adaptable if folks want to do a different type of project that keeps a record of time.
Yes. And a challenge, if you like this project,
challenge time.
And you're into CircuitPython, this could easily be redone to make it into like kind of a cuckoo clock kind of thing, where if it's at a certain time, it would just automatically say it out. So if you wanted to say it on the hour, you could write some logic in the loop to be able to do that. So challenge. And if you do it, you should bring it by show and tell.
Yes. I have another challenge. Add the code to your Adabot figurine and have the servo be the mechanism to do the cuckoo clock instead of, a bird coming out. His head kind of rotates and says, it's the time.
It could be terrifying.
Yeah. So that's a fun kind of code challenge.
Yeah.
All the assets are already there for you. The files, the CAD files, the code, the audio files. That's a big one. Like you get some really nice audio files to work with.
Yeah.
So that's a fun one. Check it out. All right, we're good on time, so we can kind of go over
Okay.
some of the nitty gritty of kind of soldering the components.
Yeah.
So these are the main components you want to solder: the stick and the button.
Yeah, and we're just soldering wires to them. So you can do them as long or short as you want. Like I said, I just like to have some extra
Sure,
length,
yeah.
just so you're not worrying about any pull. And then,
I was gonna say, I like to use colors.
Yes.
I typically use like one color, black.
okay,
So having color coded wires is just helpful.
Yeah, I like those little. They come in little spools, and there's like I think 5 colors. I like those.
Yeah,
that's the wire I like to use.
Cool. All right. So
and I try to have it match what I used in the fritzing diagram too.
Oh, smart. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Your standard stuff. Get your wires all nice and pretty like.
Yeah.
Okay. Over to the head assembly. Hey, this looks familiar.
Yeah, so I was able to mirror the page from the robot assembly, since that stuff was all the same parts. So that made my life easy.
So yeah, the eyes and the mouth snap fit. You want to print those in white, and then whatever color you want. I've seen, a couple different color variations. Pink Adabots and black Adabots, and the ear caps and the antennas are separate so that they can be printed without any supports in a way.
Yeah. And they just press in.
They just press it really in. Nice. Yeah, you can glue them in if you'd like, but they have a pretty good friction fit. And the magic part about making the light appear that it's curving with the mouth is to have this this face mask that's printed in a dark color and then press fitted on the inside of the face, so that it kind of stops the LEDs from leaking into the rest of the head. So it's kind of a cool little technique there. Once you got all your things ready, I guess it's time to mount some stuff. So you got your little bracket here.
Yes. Yeah. So I changed up the mount so that it's kind of an L shape. So you're still mounting the NeoPixels out for the mouth, and then you're able to put the real-time clock module and the feather on there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Quick, let me make sure. Yep, good. All right.
Then real-time clock breakout, you put the battery in if it's your first time using it. And then you use standoffs on the mount because the real-time clock isn't flush. It's got some bump out. So you need to have it be away a bit.
Okay. It's like it's fitted there.
You're
going to plug in your cable.
Yep.
Speaker time.
Speaker just mounts in there. It has a little piece of adhesive that you can pull the paper off and then like kind of push it in. So it's nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stays in place. The battery comes with a hex nut, so it just gets panel mounted to the hole.
Yes.
Very nice.
And you mount the mount so that's mounted. And I used standoffs to do that initial mounting, just because then it becomes kind of like a thumb screw because it gets a little crowded in there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these cats.
Help.
Yeah.
So that picture's a little scary, but it's fairly straightforward because all you're doing is you're just plugging the stemma cable into the stemma port on the feather, and then you're just taking the wires and you're putting them into the various terminal mounts. So the NeoPixel goes into NeoPixel slots, button goes into the button. Button, NeoPixel share ground, and then the speaker has its 2 sections.
Cool. Yeah, at this point, if folks want to like reduce their wire length, you can do that too, but you don't have to. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You can have a little bird nest.
You can have a bird's nest. That's a happy home for birds. And then the feather takes standoffs, and then that gets attached to the plate, and then you use screws from the bottom through, and that gets in there.
Yeah, you just use the M2 nylon kit that has all the screws and standoffs that you could ever want.
Yes.
So that's really nice. No battery needed, no switch.
Yeah.
You plug it in through the USB.
You could put a battery in there probably, but I tend to avoid batteries. So.
Yeah, it's a clock. It doesn't really need a battery. You're not going to take it around. So
I mean, you might.
Take it with you. Cool. Very, very nice
friends.
learn guide.
Thank you.
Again, all the parts, minus the speaker, are in stock.
Yes.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
And when is it?
The time is 11:20 a.m.
Whee!
All right, it's 11:20. Right on time. Cool. Let's see if we have any questions or comments on the Discord.
Yes.
What do we have? How accurate is the RTC?
So I used one of the nicer one. So it stayed fairly accurate because it's been going for a few days. So there's probably some specs.
Yeah, let's consult the. So there's a data sheet.
Yes.
It says it's extremely accurate.
Extremely.
I2C RTC with a crystal.
Yes.
Cool. Do you know about the learn guide for it? Does it not have a learn guide?
No, it should. The product tutorial link should take it.
Where is that?
Right down.
This one?
Literally right there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
Yeah, so you get the product data sheet here if you really want to step into it. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's all the data you would ever want. Excellent. And you said there's some demo code in both Arduino and CircuitPython.
Yes.
Which is really nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. There you go. That's that imported stuff. Cool. Well, it's extremely. That's the answer.
Extremely.
Cool.
Yes.
Tyeth is asking, mentioning time zone.
Oh, I think we are tagged on this issue in GitHub.
Okay.
So I added them. I think there might be a code thing that can fix it.
Okay. So just check
with
out
that project, admittedly, I tested more sunset than sunrise because harder to test sunrise.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know how the the code might fix it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yay! Yeah, of course. And a lovely GIF of a blue robot from Yanni Sku.
Yes.
Very fun. Okay, well, feel free to add any other comments. We'll get to them as we advance here. We're going to skip a couple segments. Normally we do like a prototyping segment, and then we do a shop talk sometimes. I guess for shop talk, I would recommend checking out the GitHub CAD parts library. It's not really a library. Repo. I added the Matrix Portal S3, which is the new board. So if you want to check that out, this is what it looks like. Shout out to Melissa for requesting that one.
Yeah. And she has a new guide.
Yeah.
That went live yesterday.
Yeah, it uses the new Matrix S3, and it's a really nice upgrade to the Matrix Portal.
Yep.
So
scrolling message board.
That is my my shop talk.
Yes.
So check it out. Let me add a link to. The cats are like destroying the house. They want to be on the show.
They do.
Go ahead and drop that in there. There you go. If folks haven't heard about it, there you go. They're making sounds I have not heard before.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Were you going to talk about the D20 too?
Oh, I didn't, did I?
No.
Excellent. All right. So I guess we do have a prototyping segment.
We do.
So this is going to be this week's 3D Hangouts project. We're still kind of in review and moderation for the guide, but this is the revised D20. We collaborated with Phil B. Back in 2015. He came up with this project. Let's use a couple different boards to make this thing. So it's been 3D printed in resin from JLC PCB. So I had them 3D printed for me. It came out really, really nice. So you get a really nice surface finish. And they only cost like $30 for a set of 3 of them. So you can use their service to get some really nice high quality parts. I opted to use some enamel paint to like fill in these little cavities here for the numbers, which came out really nice.
Yeah. It was like 99 cents at Joann's for one bottle.
Yeah, and the enamel paint has like it's kind of like nail polish. And then I used one of these bottle applicators with a fine precision tip to just fill in those cavities. So that ended up working really nice. But let's talk about the thing. To open it, it's 2 halves that are fastened together with magnets. So there's your magnets. We actually did a counterweight thing. So in the previous project, boards were on this side and this side. So now it's all just on this side. So we wanted to add some counterweights with some pennies and a little press fit thing there. So here's the feather, RP2040 PropMaker. Underneath it, we have a 400 milliamp LiPo battery, and underneath that, it's the same mini over speaker that we've been using over and over again. It's just great because it has like that adhesive, and you just stick it to the wall here. So there's a little bit there. You got some holes here for the sound to come out. Also some holes here on the 13 to come out. And then the slide switch, if you can see it just about there. That's how you turn it on. So you actually have to open it. So these sound effects are actually from Phil B.
Yes.
He provided those, he recorded them himself. So let me just make sure my finger's out of the way before I close it. Pro tip. I did it wrong.
Oh no.
Here we go. Ready?
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
And no fingers are pinched. So it's kind of it's going to get a little loud because I got to roll this thing. So let me see if I can roll it in my hand.
Behold, 15.
Excellent.
Nice.
It's a little treat.
Yeah.
So let me try.
It's a 6.
I apologize to the headphone users.
It's 20.
Woo.
Impressive.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
it has the charm of the original project where if you hit a high number, you're going to get a randomized praise audio. If you get a low number, you kind of get a little jab. So let me see if I can get a low number. Jeez.
Behold, 14.
It worked.
It worked. I got 14.
You roll a 7.
See if I can get a 1. It actually has to free fall in order to work. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't cheat it.
I can't really cheat
Yeah.
it, which is kind of cool.
It's a 4.
So it laughed at me because I got a low number. So
Yeah.
that's a good demo. I'll stop it there.
Please.
Please. It's such a super fun project. So
It
if you're a
is.
fan of Dungeons, even if you're not a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, like it's such a cool party trick to have this dice, I guess die because it's singular,
Mm.
and have it talked and know exactly what thing it lands on, what number it lands on. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Should we look at the learn guide? We have some time.
Yes.
All right. So I'll queue up the learn guide so folks can kind of see what's behind the scenes here, and then we'll get published a little bit later today or tomorrow.
A lot of moving parts with this one. So.
Here we go. All right. So, overview page covers the parts. It's very similar to the Adabot minus a button.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the PropMaker Feathers in stock. That speaker's not in stock, but
Yeah.
it will be hopefully soon.
Yeah.
We're using this nice 400 milliamp LiPo battery. It just about fits in there, and it's it's a little bit chonky, so hopefully you get some good battery life.
Yeah.
The slide switch and some cables. The neodymium magnets are this size. You can get these from K&J. It's an online supplier. I really recommend them. They're really nice. And then some M25 steel screws, some super glue, and a screw tap for the threads. And we got a frog there.
Love a frog.
I love a frog. Pretty simplified circuit diagram. Just need to solder in the slide switch to enable and ground. Battery just plugs in. Speaker gets secured to the screw block terminals.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy.
Whee.
Now this is really cool. Philby is working on a battery monitor page. It's already in the code. You just need to enable it. But if you want actual battery monitor, you just need to solder in these two resistors in these pins. And then in the code, you just want to tell it true and what pin you're using. Right now it's set to A3. But what's cool is when it detects that the voltage is low, it'll actually play an audio file that says battery's getting low. And there's actually two variants of the audio file, so it randomizes between the two, which is pretty clever.
That's very cool.
So that's cool that it tells you, hey, it's time to recharge the battery.
Yeah.
And when it's open, the USB port is accessible, so you can just recharge it. The onboard, battery charging circuit's there, so you just plug in USB and start charging battery.
Yeah.
Pretty nifty. We got a lot of CAD files. The STLs, we got the Fusion and a step file. Folks want to remix it. I have a link here to JLC PCB if you want to use their service. I also have some bullet points here. It tells you what resin I picked and what colors. They actually do sanding, which is really nice.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan of sanding, it's really nice to get them sanded for you.
Nice finish.
Very nice finish. Pedro, he actually asked me to make a dual extrusion version because he has a 3D printer with a dual extruder capabilities. So if you have one of those fancy bamboos or even the Prusa MMU, you can actually have the numbers be printed in a different color, which is really, really cool. So I might as well give that a shot if you have that capability. If you just want the 3D model of the Feather RP2040 PropMaker, we have a link here for folks so you can get that in various CAD file formats. CircuitPython is a mirrored page. Just want to install the latest version of CircuitPython. Phil B's working on the code page, but he's got all the code already up on the Learn Guide repo from Adafruit, so you can check that out if you want to get it early. But here is where you would want to enable the battery sensing feature if you want to turn that from none to true. And so Philby had
That's
to.
the vectors for the. You're about to say it.
Oh, yep. So shout out to Phil B. He ported all the Arduino code to CircuitPython, and he had to map all the face vectors. It's basically just saying like what number is this? So these are the coordinates basically for the accelerometer.
Yes.
It's a different accelerometer too, so he had to write his own free fall detection. So that's cool. So if you want to know how to do that, you can crib the code here. So there's also a wait time. It'll settle and wait for the accelerometer to stabilize, and then tell you what number it's landed on, which is pretty cool. Philby also did I think I explained that he did all the WAV file recordings back in 2015, so he was just able to use them, their WAV files. So we have really good audio support in CircuitPython. On to the wiring. We're gonna wire up the switch, pretty standard. And then if you got this speaker, you just want to cut off the tip and tin the wires so you can screw it in. I cover securing the magnets in place. I really like this glue, the super glue from Starbond. They come with these little precision tips, so you can really like get in there and like apply a couple dots of glue, which should be enough for the magnets. And you just want to make sure you let the glue dry. I recommend tapping the standoffs that are built into one of the halves, so you can secure the feather in place with screws. The screw tap is really nice. It creates the threads for you. I found it very helpful to create those threads instead of having to like grind your screw into the standoff. Speaker's easy to secure. You just peel the sticky backing and stick it to the spot. There's like a little dedicated spot for the speaker to chill out. And then the counterweights, I went ahead and used a little scale to weigh how much the half with the electronics are. It was about 13 grams. So I got 2 pennies and a little press fit cap. So that way the two halves are kind of balanced. We tried to do a better job this time around with balancing it. It might be like true, but it's effort. And then just attaching the speaker to the screw block terminals, connecting the battery. And then I'm actually using the other side of the speaker's sticky adhesive to fix the battery in place.
That's a cool trick.
That's a really nice trick. I've never had to use it before, but this ended up working out.
Nice.
And then this the feather, just place it over the standoffs that are built into the half, and then add in those screws. I recommend using steel screws, not the nylon ones, just so that they don't get stripped, and they'll fare better because it's going to be getting thrown a lot. Don't over tighten them. You don't want to strip the threads because it is resin and it can crack maybe if you over tighten them. Final check. You want to turn on the switch when you're ready to start rolling the dice, and then just be careful. Keep your fingers away because I have snapped my fingers. And that's pretty much the build. Cool. It's up to you if you want to color it like I did. See if it doesn't. It wants a bigger throw. Jeez.
It's very stressful. It works.
And it laughs at you when you get a low number.
Behold, 17. Good show.
I can't believe it works. Because it's, especially with the little setup here.
The reason why we're struggling a little is it's a very condensed thing and we're trying to keep it on frame. So.
Right. It's really hard to get the video too. It was like, oh boy.
Yeah. So if you're using this as part of your game, you might have like a wide thing. I think when people do Dungeons and Dragons, they have kind of like a big playmat thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Let us know if you what you think.
Yeah.
Fellow, or maybe not fellow. Okay. Gonna check into the Discord and see what's going on. That D20 looks fancy now. Thank you, Yanni. The requirement of free fall reminds me of an old iPhone app. You had to throw your phone in the air and it would measure the height of the accelerometer and then keep high score of users. That is a wild one. Thanks, Clever. Apple deleted it from the App Store for obvious reasons. Yeah, because it's like a lot of people were breaking their phones. Wild. All right. Well, the Learn Guide will go up later this week. If you want to build one, be on the lookout for it.
Yes.
All right. And that is the prototyping / weekly project. Yeah. I want to roll it again, but I know it's just going to fall on the floor again. All right, we're gonna switch gears here and talk about this week's Timelapse Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Pedro finds a design from the community and prints it. So this week we have something kind of weird because
It's
this was
getting to spooky season, so it works
this
out.
is indeed spooky, creepy. And shout out to Phil PT Philip Tyrone, Mr. Lady Ada. He actually submitted this too. Was like, hey, you guys should try this out. And Pedro had already printed it because he's a fan of the Crocs.
He's a Crocs aficionado.
Yeah, I would say so. He's got lots of Crocs. He's got a whole. Anyway, these are 3D printed toes that are designed to fit into the holes of the Crockers.
Yeah, Crockers.
So it looks like your toes are sticking out of the Crocs.
Okay.
You could paint the toenails. Have a time. Print them in all sorts of different. These like zombie toes.
Creepy.
Anywho, designer HBRDL made these. They're $126 US dollars. So it's a paid design, but shout out to the designer who painstakingly made these toes.
I mean, they're really accurate.
Yeah, that's what toes look like, for sure. Toenails and all. So Pedro printed them on, his printer I think with supports. Maybe there's some built-in supports.
I think
and
there's
stuff.
some supports. Yeah.
Yeah. So your mileage vary on your printer.
Yeah.
Okay. That is this week's Timelapse Tuesday. We're gonna take a look at community makes. These are designs and makes that were sent to us. First up, we have the owl Audette.
Ooh.
This was posted up by Palm C on Printables, and they said this printed nicely with 5% infill.
Sweet.
We have a yellow burb. So this is a print in place design that the head rotates.
Yes.
And it's a lovely bird, if I do say so myself.
It's a really nice design, and it's kind of a benchmark for your printer too, and make sure it'll print with the right tolerances and everything.
For sure, yeah. And it's kind of fall-esque, right? Owls.
Yes, definitely fall-esque.
Cool.
Autumnal, if you will.
Autumnal, if you will. Fancy word. All right. After the owl, we have a little bit different electronics case. What is it? What is it? It is the Raspberry Pi high-quality camera case.
Nice.
This was posted up by Mabucks. So they printed it for a friend in gray PLA, and it was easy to print. And next time they would try without a brim, because you don't need a brim, I guess.
Cool.
Thanks for the model. No problem. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like the color combos.
Nice,
I'm a fan of a PEI bed. You get that nice
Me too.
texture.
I like the sparkly aspect of it.
Okay.
I think it looks sparkly.
It does.
It finishes.
Yeah, it does. Cool. So if you want a nice case that snap fits for your Pi HQ camera project, check this one out.
Pies are starting to become available again, so
it's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have. Oh, this is a classic project. This is a Pi retro game handheld.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Posted by Printerman on Printables. Great handle. We'll update when the parts are back in stock on Adafruit. Okay, yeah. We're still slowly getting our parts back in stock. This is a 2-piece case with various components to make your own little handheld.
Nice.
Cool. It's nice to see people are still making this one. There's like a couple different variants of it.
Yeah. You have that's Pi Girl too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah, it's a little bit more chunkier one. We have like a pocket version too. Maybe
that uses the 0, and this one uses a full-on Pi.
Yeah, it's using a full-on Pi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that one is the 0 up there. Yeah, it has that button PCB.
Right. Yeah.
That's
it kind of fits on like a hat.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. All right. After that, we have return of the heat press insert rig thingamabob 9000. This is a fun one. How would I say that? Icano 9 posted this up on Printables. They said they're filling the counterweight with 608 ball bearings. Well, it wasn't enough, so they added a rubber band, and it works fine now. Cool. I like the base. Everyone always makes their own custom parts, whether it fits their custom soldering iron or their own base plate, or their own ball bearing mechanism. Like it's a really cool mechanism for.
A lot of people have made this.
Yeah, it's a really popular one. It's like a good tool for heat sets, inserts. Yeah. So cool. Lots of remixes as well. So shout out to everybody for posting up their remixes.
Sweet.
Okay, into the land of the Jedi. We have a very fun post make of the lightsaber RP2040 with the PropMaker Feather from Duckford. Duckford posted up a really nice description of his build experience. So if you want to check that out, check it out on Printables. But we'll take a look at some of the photos. Here it is turned on with the blade turned on.
Nice.
A couple of different colors here going on. Looks really nice. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
It does, yeah.
No finishing. Like you get some really good surface quality with just like really nice glittery type filament. So, wow, that looks really good.
That's good.
This is a testament of your printer. Like, wow, that looks great. And here is a picture of the feather getting mounted in there inside the hilt for easy access. So if you want to make your lightsaber, this is one of the better.
A lot of people have been making the lightsaber too.
Yeah. Shout out to Printables for featuring it. It's got a little feature thing on there. So it's very nice. Okay. Next up, Star Fragment Lamp. Decibel posted up their make. I wonder if Decibel's the...
I think they are.
Oh, hey, Decibel. Thank you for posting your make. It looks awesome.
Looks really good.
I really like the purple filament here.
Yeah.
There it is turned on. There's another shot of it on a nice wooden table. I feel so warm. I like the glow of the Star Fragment.
Yeah, looks really good.
Nifty. Cool. Yeah, let us know how the code update works for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm queuing up the next one. Oh, this is a classic. This is the feather box enclosure designed to fit like a whole slew of feather and feather wings.
Cool.
This was posted by PTK on Printables, and they have the NRF 52840 feather with an OLED feather wing on top.
Nice.
Looks good. Also PEI textured bed.
Good way to quickly get a project enclosure going.
Yeah, for sure. And it snap fits. Yeah, all sorts of different bits for it. Okay. And the last one is another lightsaber. This is posted up by Boyson IPL, and they just have a photo of it in this really nice glitter black.
Nice. I love the glitter filaments.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great way to kind of avoid sanding and having to paint it and all this.
Yeah.
I like it.
That looks really good.
All right. Thank you for posting that up. And that is this week's Beauty Makes. All right.
Some Wookiee Crocs.
We have a comment coming in from Stuff with Kirby. I have some Wookiee Crocs. Excellent.
Very cool.
Maybe you can print the Wookiee toes.
Oh, yeah.
And like add some fur to it.
Yes.
And Veronica is also a fan of glitter filament. We agree.
It's the way to go.
It's the way to go. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Before I close out the show, if you'd like to pick up anything from the Adafruit shop, please use coupon code
Talk.
The time is 11:44 a.m.
Behold, a 6.
Whimsical. Whispered whimsical. That's great.
Time.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Just talking.
Talking
Electronics.
Wow. Let's see. Before I go, I want to let folks know that tonight, back-to-back shows. It's Wednesday. First up, we have Show and Tell. We invite you to come on, hang out in the Discord server.
And I will be hosting Show and Tell tonight.
Oh,
yes.
Excellent. So 7:30 p.m. is when it starts. You'll want to come in a little bit early, maybe 7:20.
Yeah, I'll post the link in the live broadcast channel on Discord.
Okay.
And you'll be able to join into StreamYard.
Yeah.
So bring your projects.
Yeah.
And then at 8 p.m. we'll be Ask an Engineer with Lady Ada and Mr. Lady Ada.
And Baby Ada, maybe.
Maybe.
Open source hardware news.
CircuitPython news.
CircuitPython news. Ion MPI.
Yes.
And,
All sorts of fun segments.
And I think new products.
Yeah.
Top secret as well. All good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
Yes.
That's my PT impersonation. What else do I have here? We have a slew of shows all week. John Park's workshop is on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
2 p.m. Pacific, I believe. The return of John Park.
Yes.
Foamy Guy might be on, or is it Scott?
I believe it's Scott.
I need to update this. Yeah, it's the return of Scott. Scott's been doing a grind.
Doing his deep dives.
His deep dives. So just envision that this says Scott.
Yes.
All right. And then on Saturdays is
Sundays.
Sunday.
At random hacker times.
Oh, well, this is an old one. It says Periscope. I mean, I guess it's still around. Xscope. Yeah. Jesus. Tuesdays is
JP's product pick of the week.
Yep.
Yeah. Yesterday was the Audio BFF.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good demos.
Mm-hmm.
Good product.
Yes.
Okay. I'm out of
You're out?
gas.
You're out.
I'm out of gas.
Okay.
Thank you everybody so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Don't forget
Talk.
The time is 11:47 a.m.
And don't forget when the time is 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Show and tell tonight, followed by Ask an Engineer.
Yeah. We are beating a dead horse. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Hopefully, Pedro is all good.
Yep.
Wish
Thanks for
him
having
well.
me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. It was really nice. That's it.
All right.
Normally, we say something.
Make
but
a
until
great
then,
day.
we're out of sync.
Sorry.
Until then, don't forget to
Make a great day.
And then I put the banner over us.
All right. Bye, folks.
See you tonight.